because of the importance of the impeachment of governor, I would suggest, Mr. Speaker, with your direction, that Senator Malala forgets about all this introduction, about who is a member of the committee, when did it start, who are the lawyers, who are the parties, and then go to the substratum, Mr. Speaker, the real issues that happen, so that then we can apply this short time, this window you've created, for purpose of the salient issues. Otherwise, his time will be wasted on things that we know. We know there is a governor, there was an MCA, there were lawyers, there was hearing, there was hardis. Let him just go to, this is the things the committee faced as challenges, and they ended up making this recommendation because of this. That way, we will use this time more quality than the recitals he's making. The rest we can read for ourselves.
Mutula Kilonzo Jr.
Mr. Speaker, this is a very strange argument coming from a lawyer, number one. Two, a person who was the majority leader of this House. And three, the person who takes pride in the drafting of the County Governments Act. Mr. Speaker, under Article 124, and I want to read, so that Senator Murkomen can allow the proceedings of this House to continue, each House of Parliament may establish committees and shall make standing orders for the orderly conduct of its proceedings, including the proceedings of its committees. In simple English, Mr. Speaker, the orderly conduct of this Senate and its plenary and committees is the conduct of Parliament. And therefore, somebody who has been elected since 2013 cannot purport, Mr. Speaker, and pontificate, Mr. Speaker, that the conduct of a committee...
Senator Murkomen, please.
Yes. And Mr.
Please.
Yes. And Mr. Speaker, you must restrain Mr. Murkomen, Senator Murkomen, because he cannot interrupt us, and we are not bystanders in this Senate. Some of us got more votes than him. If we want to brag, we can brag. But he must listen. The Constitution is very clear that our committees are committees of the House. And the conduct of those committees is the conduct of the Senate. Similarly, Mr. Speaker, in Article 125, that is why we have given the mandate of the committees to act as a court. Under Article 125, it's a committee. Why is Mr. Murkomen behaving like a stranger in Jerusalem? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dismiss that objection.
Senator Orengo.
Mr. Speaker, I'd really plead with you again that we must pass on to Section 33(3)(b) of the County Government Act of 2012 and Standing Order number 75(1)(b) of the Senate. The Senate may, by resolution, appoint a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter or investigate the matter in plenary. Mr. Speaker, the Senate Majority Leader moved a motion on Tuesday, 16th June 2020, and following the debate in the House, the Senate resolved to establish a special committee comprising of Senator Abshiro Alake, Senator Michael Mbito, Senator Mwangi Paul Githiomi, Senator Beth Mugo, Senator Anwar Loitiptip, Senator Philip Mpayae, Senator Cleophas Malala, Senator Beatrice Kwamboka, Senator Stuart Mazayo, Senator Judith Pareno, and Senator Moses Kajwang to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the governor of Kirinyaga County and to report to the Senate within 10 days pursuant to Standing Order 75(2) of its appointment on whether it finds the particulars of the allegations to have been substantiated or not. Mr. Speaker, following its establishment, the Senate committee held its first meeting on Wednesday, 17th, 2020, pursuant to Standing Order 193 and Rule 3A of Part 2 of the 5th Schedule of the Senate Standing Orders. The Clerk of the Senate conducted the election for position of chairperson and vice chairperson. Mr. Speaker, I wish to report that the committee elected the Kakamega Senator, the one Senator Cleophas Wahungu Malala as the chairperson, and Senator Abshiro Halaki, MP, as the vice chair. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 33(5) of the County Government Act, Standing Order 75(3) and Rule 4A of Part 2 of the 5th Schedule of the Senate Standing Orders provide that the governor shall have the right to appear and be represented before the special committee during investigation. Rule 4B of Part 2 of the 5th Schedule to the Senate Standing Orders further accord the County Assembly the right to appear and be represented before the special committee. Mr. Speaker, the committee commenced its hearing on Wednesday, 24th, 2020, by convening a conference of parties where formal introductions of parties, recital of the mandate, and the committee adoption of the hearing program took place. Mr. Speaker, among the preliminary issues that the committee had to deliberate and make a decision on was a letter, Mr. Speaker, referenced Senate Letter 1/003 dated 20th June 2020 from the Speaker of the County Assembly of Kirinyaga requesting the special committee to summon Mr. Patrick Mugo, the Chief Officer, Finance and Economic Planning, Mr. Kennedy Ngiabi, the Chairperson, County Public Service Board, and Mr. Joseph Otieno Karilas, the Director, Supply Chain Management. The County Assembly stated in its letter that the said officer had refused, neglected, or otherwise been unable to give their statements and produce documents